What's your favorite sack of all time?
I guess I had to say Bluebell ice cream and Funyuns. I'm a fat guy now. I can't be caught snacking, but when I was 225.
No, I said sack.
Oh, sack. The next
Your favorite sack.
You said favorite snack. I already told. I could have swore. You know what? I think I'm still hungry. But I tell you what, favorite quarterback is just the next one. They all taste like chicken. Don't ever.
But I know, but there's not going to be any more NFL sacks. Which one was your best? Your favorite?
My first one was on Randall Cunningham. My last one was on Vince Young. So, and there's 49 other ones in the middle of that. There's 49 different quarterbacks in the middle of that, making 102.5 sacks with playoffs included. That's like your kids. I got 6 kids. I can't pick one and say that's my favorite.
The Touré show. Okay, though. The Touré show. Okay, though.
That might be the best question I've ever been asked.
You're a phenomenal person. I mean, you legendary.
I am a fan of you, my brother.
Warren Sapp is one of the greatest players in the history of the NFL. He's also become a buddy of mine. I'm on the phone with him talking about what's going on with his Colorado Buffaloes because he's working with Deon's program, helping those kids get better. We had an amazing conversation about life in the NFL, life in college football, as a Hurricane in Miami, as a coach at the University of Colorado. It's an extraordinary conversation that goes deep into what it is to be a professional football player and have that professional football mindset. I so love this conversation. Thank you, Warren, for bringing the real funk and the real spirit. Let's get into it. It's Warren Sapp, NFL legend, on Touré Show. Sapp, how you doing?
I'm excellent, my man. What's good with you?
Yo, how has it been watching Travis Hunter day by day do amazing things on both sides of the ball over and over?
I'm going to tell you in the most PG way of the way I explained it to the guys that watch it with me every day in the defensive meeting room. It is an absolute effing pleasure to watch this young man work every day.
Right?
That's just the best way I could explain it.
Right? It's amazing. It's amazing. Which side is he better on? Or the real question is, which side should he focus on in the pros? Because you don't think he's going to go both ways in the NFL, right?
But the problem is they don't give you a chance to pick which side you want to go on. They tell you which side they want you on. They're now the employer. You are the employee.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would put him on the defensive side of the ball because it's such a wide open game. And if I could take 1/3 of the field out, that really aids me in winning a football game. Much more than putting him on the offensive side where somebody can roll the coverage or doubling and he only gets 2 balls. I mean, no, I'm not going to allow you to take my greatest weapon out of the game by rolling coverage and double teaming. And now he's no longer a factor. Like CeeDee Lamb and some of those receivers that look at some of that coverage like, what? I'm not getting nothing today unless it's a bubble screen.
So a wide receiver can be stopped or slowed down, even if he's elite, but a great DB, you can't stop him. You
run away from him. And now I have a great DB. I can go double your number 1 and put my great DB on your number 2. I ain't like that. Now that's where you got to throw the ball.
Do you think that's what the NFL is going to do?
Oh, that's what they should do. That's what I would do. That's what any smart coordinator would do. That's why we have a luxury at Colorado where you go over there you want to. you go messing with the unicorn and get stuck because he's definitely going to stick you. He's definitely going to win 9, if not 8, 9 times out of 10.
What are you able to teach him defensively? Because you got an extraordinary student, but you got to know something that he doesn't yet know. So what are you teaching him?
Oh, I know a bunch of shit that he don't know. That's the whole point of, being a 50-year-old, brother that played 13 years in the National Football League, made 2 all-decade teams. I've seen more than, I've forgotten more than he's seen in those little 21 years he's been living right now. But
Right.
the thing about it is, you just touch him a little bit because he doesn't need much.
Right.
When you watch him work, Toure, you're like, I just watch him catch a deep ball, turn around, and now cover the deep ball. Now comes back and pick off a little bubble screen or a slant, one of those little bubbles. He jumps on those. I mean, anything at the line of scrimmage where you're trying to do something quick, forget about it. Don't do it around him. Like that play he made in TCU on the goal line. That's right around the goal line where you went to move and tried to fool him and then throw it back. Plays like that, he eat it alive.
So what can you teach him? What are you teaching him?
Life. That's what I'm teaching him, life. Because life has a funny way of grabbing you when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're riding along nice and smooth, all of a sudden there's a flat tire.
Mm-hmm.
Little things. I haven't gone fishing with him yet, but the little things, just little things with this and that and where he at in certain situation. And he looked at me and be like, you know what you're doing back here? I said, the front and the back end work together, son. I said, I guarantee you this.
So
if you learn nothing else from me, you're only going to be as good as the front that's in front of you because they have to put pressure on the quarterback. Even the great Travis Hunter could be beat if that quarterback has that kind of time.
Right.
So love on the big boys up front. Even when you go by them, just tap them on the butt and love them a little bit. Let them know that the big dog sees them. Because that's confidence. That's what? He sees me. You see what I'm saying?
You're talking about leadership and spreading energy to the rest of the team. Not anything specific about what you need to do.
No,
but
I can't teach him anything about backpedaling or what the route is. No, Mathis and Deon got that. No. I'm teaching them about being the big dog on the team that everybody looks at and goes, damn, I love watching him work. I was that guy at one point. I was that guy.
Show the big...
And Brooks made me look and say, what's his name over there? And I'm like, why do I care? He's like, because he's going to be on the special teams and we're going to need him. Just go tap him on the butt and say, what's up? Just find out his name and tap him on the butt, Sapp. I said, what? He said, trust me how far it will go. I have teammates on my team that never played a defensive down with me that we talk. Special team guys, I love them because I really understood that there's 3 phases and it's a full team thing. I got 3 guys you don't mess with, my quarterback, my coach, and my kicker. But my special team guys, I'll fight with them in the day of the week twice on Sunday because that's who does the thankless work. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that's taking out the trash. That's the guy that's washing the windows when you walk in a nice office building and nobody said a word to him, but the job is done.
But you as a star on the team, just saying, what's up, Keith? How you doing, John? Yep. Good job on that play, 55. That just lifts everybody's spirits a little bit more that the big dog said it to them.
Yeah, like the big dog, look, he recognized me, because I expect him to know the quarterback. I expect him to know the defensive captain. But the L3 on the kickoff team, the left tackle on the punt cover team.
What else does the alpha have to do as far as relating to the team and helping the team?
Show up and show out every day because we're all watching. We all want to see if it's a facade or it's something that you're trying to portray you are. And he does it with a smile on his face like I used to, but he does it on both sides of the ball. So I'm like, and I just watch him work, and man, you'll hear the coach, hey, Travis, you need one right here? He'll turn his back and just walk off. He won't even answer. He'll just turn and go to walk it off like, nope, going to work. I mean, won't even say anything to you. Will not say anything to you at all. And it's just beautiful to watch. It is absolutely beautiful to watch this young man work every day.
If Deon Sanders was in the league right now, where is he on the quarterback list? Like he's not Patrick Mahomes.
He can't do that.
But he's not.
No, he can't do that.
What do you mean?
Can't do that yet. He has to play on the NFL level. In college, your windows are that big. In the NFL, they're that big. You have to anticipate throws and get it out of your hand. Listen, We're looking at this Jaden Daniels kid at 82%. And we're talking about Peyton Manning had the record for the first 4 weeks of the season at like 81%. And Peyton was in like year 10 or 11. Can you imagine that? That's how wide open the game has become. And if you are efficient enough to read it and let that ball, in the words of the great Dan Marino, pick a guy and let it fly, sky's the limit for you. Sky's the limit. We're looking at a totally different quarterback in Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's just the ability to be able to understand what are his strengths, what are his weaknesses, and let's play to him. Let's not put the kid in a box and make him try to fit a mold that we want. Let's take what we have and win football games.
Talk about being around your man Deon every day and watching him do his job as a coach who seems to be truly about, I am not just about X's and O's and wins and losses. I am about and everybody says it, but I get the feel like he's really like, I am leading by example, creating men, building character, making you guys good people, right?
That's what we're trying to do. And he's leading the troops. When you work for a man like that, you follow him anywhere because you know his heart is true and you know his meaning is there. And everything about him is genuine. He's the same man every time. My office is across from his. It's the same dude every morning. That music's playing, he'll come out with a little bounce in his step, smile on his face, greet you with a good morning, hug your neck. I mean, I understand why, so many people are looking at it with a side eye and different things because it's an unconventional way. It's Prime's way.
Yeah.
But I've always learned in the NFL that if you're gonna go down with what you know and your stuff.
What is something that he's taught the kids that you were like, oh, not that he was teaching you, but like, that was good. That was good. I was really impressed that you said that.
It's more the faith thing. Because to be able to take the Bible and turn it into a 21st century rap and a groove for young men that don't even listen to our music. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that Family Feud when they had the list of the greatest rappers? Did you by any chance see that, my brother? Did you see it?
I don't think I saw that one.
Snoop was #1 on the list.
Oh, we love Snoop, but
I really love Snoop. Snoop is the #1 rapper you want to party with, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
because if Snoop ain't a good time, I don't know what you're looking for.
He is for sure.
But as far as lyrics,
he's not #1.
Oh no, Rakim, no none of that, none of that. This is all kids, 100 people. I was like, holy smoke! So it's a different generation. They speak a different language, and Prime is so keen on that. I mean. Some of the comments he made by certain players, and they come back and go, you go, damn, he just told me that 2 days ago. He just told me that 2 days ago. So it's just him. It's just him. Listen, I remember when he told me he was going to start coaching high school football and he was going to have to drive 90 minutes one way. I said, you lost your mind, brother. I love you to death, and I know everything you want to do and whatever. He's like, no, I got my boys. And then I said, all right, now that might be something that, because when we talk about the kids, we're talking about something greater than us. And we have to provide better than what was provided for us. So he went to going on this voyage. And 4 years later, I saw the maturation of it. I said, oh, he's hooked. It's over. There's nothing else he wants to do. And now you see what it is. So he didn't mess around and got the bug in me. I don't think there's nothing else I want to do right now either. This is fun.
The bug is in you. So
it's over. It's over.
You want to be a head coach?
No.
Why not?
No.
You could be a great head coach.
No. That's too many hours. That's too many responsibilities. No.
I don't want a 20-hour-a-day job.
I like to show up, put some spice in their life, and get the hell out of the way. How about that? Go watch them work. That's what I like to do.
Assistant coach is a lighter load. That's what you want.
Oh, no, I won't be beneath. I want to be the assistant to the assistant.
So you're not even trying to be a defensive coordinator. You're like,
no.
Play
calling. No. No, I was around Rusty Tillman, the great Monty Kiffin. God bless his soul, rest in heaven. I mean, one of the Ryans, Rob Ryan. Trust me, and my Rob Livingston right now, I love him. I follow him anywhere in the world.
How did this happen that you ended up at Colorado? Is it Colorado or Colorado?
All right, Donald Trump with Nevada and Nevada. Are you really? Colorado. Colorado. Okay. Colorado? Where you get Colorado?
I don't know. I thought I heard somebody say that. I just trying to be clear since you're actually there.
How about we just say go Buffs? How about that?
But how did this happen that you ended up on Deon's staff up there?
You know what? I go back to I was going on a trip to Texas to sign some autographs in Dallas. And so happened my autograph guy and Deon's guy's the same guy. Oh, they work together or something like that. And I've always told Deon I would come fish with him at, Lake Prime. I'm coming to catch me a bass. I'm gonna make sure you got fish in that lake, boy. I see it, but I don't see nothing big coming out of there. So I get out there and he's coming to the autograph show. And I call him the night before he just show up. I said, yo, how long you gonna autograph? He told me how long it was. I said, perfect. He said, what? I said, I would like to get in the car, ride back with you, go fishing. I want to go fishing with you. What? You ain't come? I said, I'll see you in the morning. I know you're coming early. I'll be there. So I go by the biscuit place, get the big biscuits, a place in Dallas called Biscuit Bar.
You just pause 1 second. Where did you guys play together?
Nowhere.
You never did. So where did the friendship already get bonded to where you're like, y'all, let's go fishing? Because you were already tight.
Because you're talking about two Florida boys that played at the two best schools in Florida, and they were rivals.
Yeah.
And then we worked at NFL Network for 7 years.
So at NFL Network, you knew him from college.
I knew him from being a pro and a bad Florida boy, and following him in high school when Sammy Smith and him was racing the whole time.
Yeah.
Because that was my high school versus his high school. So we raced we ran all over Florida watching them race that whole track season. So,
but at NFL Network, you really bonded.
Oh yeah, we became brothers at NFL Network because you're on the road doing all kind of foolishness, and you need some laughs. And
so you're at the pond.
Yeah, no. So
you're just looking to fish.
No, because Sapp fishing, you realize who you're talking with, right? But I catch the big stuff out in the ocean. He won't get in the ocean. He only catch bass.
Wait, you're like a serious fisherman?
Oh yeah.
What do you catch?
You just go to the hashtag Sapp fishing and check it. Come on.
What's your thing? What's your specialty?
Blue marlin is my thing.
How big have you gotten?
Nothing over 300 pounds.
But in the 200-pound range?
Yeah, easily. My biggest fish is 924 of bluefin tuna.
924 pounds? How?
I missed the grander by 76 pounds. My old college number. How about that?
I don't even know how you would have the force to pull 1,000-pound thing into the fucking boat.
The boat is backing up.
Okay.
You're eating line, and then he eats the line back off, then you eat back up the line. He gets tired. That's basically what happens.
Wow.
Yeah, you just got to keep the line tight enough and taut enough on him so he doesn't spit it out of his mouth.
But you got to be physically strong to pull that shit in. I couldn't do that.
But we're not talking about you. We're talking about me. You see the difference? I'll take you fishing and you'll bring one in. Not a 900. I wouldn't expect you to pull a 900-pound in, Toure. But the sailfish, the mahi-mahi, the snappers. Yeah.
Okay, so you're Mr. Fishing. You're at Prime's Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's see what we got in here.
We're at the lake fishing. Yeah. So now he's not fishing with me. Me and Jamie Dukes are out in the lake fishing. And I was like, what's going on, dude? He's like, he on the phone or something going on. I was there the day Jackson State called with their president, athletic director, and everybody, and tell them, we'll give you the program. It's yours. We're gonna go with you. We're gonna go with what you got going. Come in and do us right. And I was sitting there with him. And I said, so what am I supposed to do? He's like, just take the truck and drive it back to the hotel and leave it at valet and just send me a picture of the ticket. I'll send somebody to get it. I said, okay. So I look at him, I say, you going right now? And he said, yeah, we got to go. I'm going right now. I said, wait. Hold. He said, wait, what? I said, do you know what the key to your whole coaching career is? He said, what? I pointed at Shador. I said, him. He said, what? I said, dude, how could you sit on my couch and tell me Jackson, Mississippi is the place for my kid? And your kid down there with my kid at Boca Raton, a mile and a half from the beach, and the other one's at South Carolina State? No. He looked at him and said, go get your bag. So me and him, from that point on, when he first started his coaching career, I knew I had locked the bond with him. And then he brought the team down to see me in Miami. And I went to go check on the D-line because, I want to see if I can help my brother, give him a couple little secrets, smash Florida A&M, Nobody wants to see the football team. We only want to see the bad. So that's how we feel about Fairview. We don't want to see the football team, we just want to see the bad.
Right.
So now he comes to me with that. And I'm watching the D-line coach. Oh, I'm trying not to get emotional because that was the day. That was the day that it hit me that there's some non-coaches going around. And he was doing more cursing than coaching. And he watched this kid get in the wrong stance 2 times in a row in front of him. And I'm talking about dog cussing him the whole way doing the drill. And something in me and say, just see if he will, correct the kid in the right way. Because I know he watched him 2 times do it wrong. He should know this, right? So I looked at him, I say, shouldn't he be with his ball hand down? Yo, mother! Blah, blah, blah.
To you?
No, to the kid.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So he goes past me on to the kid again, lights him up. I just turned and I just walked away. I walked up to Prime. Said, what it is? I say, I'm going to get my degree. I got to fix this for you. He said, what? I say, he can't be around these kids. He's doing more cursing than coaching, coach. And I mean, I don't mind a little cussing because, me, I cuss a little bit too. But there has to be a purpose to the cursing that you're doing. And there was no purpose to him. He watched the kid do it wrong 2 times in front of his face. I know he's wrong. He should know it. You're the coach. Don't allow him to create bad habits right in front of you and then you dog cuss him because he did it. Right. No. And that was the day. That was the day. And then I came to Colorado and saw him early before they played that TCU game. They had a wood board, and the wood board was worn from hitting it. You ain't gonna get a lot out of a wooden board. I promise you. I never had a wooden board in front of me in 13 years to do what with it? Build a clubhouse.
So wait, I love that. But at what point in the first? Because this is season 2 of Deon and Colorado. What point in season 1? Did he call? He called you and said, "Please come join us."
No.
Right?
I called him and said, "I'm working on this degree.
Right.
When I get done, do you have a spot for me, my brother?" And he said, "I'm gonna work on it." Because
he said you called him in season 1.
Yeah, doing this. I was there week 1 in TCU. I came back to see the USC game because I wanted to see the Heisman Trophy guy, Caleb. Ooh, that boy can play some football. I've never seen a quarterback warm up like that. Ooh, boy, it was something special. That's why I called all my friends in Chicago. I'm like, relax yourself. You got a quarterback. But Matt, I was after the degree, so that part would be done. Okay. Now it was just on him to find me a spot in his staff and get it okayed by the powers that be because I had. Right. The little 2015 thing, and everybody wants to tell me I victimized this person, that person. I'm like, huh? Right. Who? Right. Show me my victim? Who? Who's that person? No, you don't have that person. I don't have any victim unless they was on a Sunday or Monday. I didn't even play on Thursday. No.
You when I think about you as a player, I think about mental toughness and spirit. And I wonder what is your big message to the kids that you're talking to?
Which one?
All your kids that you are responsible to, what is your thesis to them?
Ooh, on what? Because If it's just football and it's the defensive line, we start with stance, alignment, assignment. And then we get to the tedious repetition of the simplest movements because linemen don't lie. But then if I'm flipping on the other side and it's the offensive line, I have a different message for them because there's a different task at hand. And then if it's the wide receivers, I have a different message, and the tight ends and different things, because not all of them you will touch the same, and not all of them learn the same or hear you the same.
What's your message for the wide receivers?
Oh, love life and do not be a diva.
That's part of the wide receiver thing.
The best kind. Name me a great receiver.
Terrell Owens.
Is he a diva?
Yes. Ocho Cinco.
Ocho Stinko, you mean? Because he ain't getting no gold jacket. At least if you're going to talk to a gold jacket guy, talk about men with gold jackets. That's
Michael Irvin.
Oh, boy. Super diva.
That's what I'm saying. Chris Carter.
Not a super diva.
Chris Carter ain't a diva. Randy Moss.
Oh. The fragilest super diva ever, but the guillotine, too. The most dangerous weapon in the game. And you can be all that and a great receiver without all that. Al Carmichael.
Jerry Rice is not a diva.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Jerry
really?
Jerry Rice was my teammate. And I was there the day his streak of consecutive catches in the game was broken.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen a baby cry on the sideline like this. Yes, sir. I guess when, 10 other guys have to do their job for you to get the ball, and when you catch it, it's all about you, I guess you kind of forget about the whole team thing. But that's what I'm trying to get my receivers to understand. Running a pack as 3 or 4 or 5 and always talk about your group. Never about yourself, always about your group. I always try to teach that more than anything. Talk about your group, because your group, the little guys will appreciate it. That's the one thing that Brooks and them taught me was it can't always be about you. When we snapping the ball, it's definitely going to be about you because you started up front. But when it's about your team, emphasize your teammates, celebrate your teammates, love for your teammates, play for your teammates.
What is your message to the QBs?
Oh, lead with dignity and the most humble being you could ever be, because this game will humble you to your core. This game will break you down, make you drink, make you cry, make you call your mama. And it's just that simple. This game's tough. It's tough. And I say that because it's 80% mental.
Yeah.
Everybody's big, strong, fast, all of that. It's what's between your ears that will separate you in the game of football.
Well, you were incredibly separated from other people. Always a game changer, playmaker. Always had to know, where is Sapp on the field? He's going to change the game.
Thank you.
What was between your ears that elevated you to that elite level of your era?
Derrick Brooks in my ear, and Rod Marinelli in my face, and Monty Kiffin watching over it, and Tony Dungy on the side. And then it became John Gruden, because those were the men that I wanted to say, good job, one. Those were the men that I looked at and said, because Derrick Brooks used to have that damn highlighter out when we was on the road together. Because Tony Dungy had a system to where he was going to put alphabetically teammates together. And Rich McKay, our GM, told him, say, well, you have one problem. He said, what do you mean? He said, I don't know how you're going to get B and S to come together in the alphabet, but they have to. So they put Brooks and Sapp in the same room. It's like he's the only one. The only one.
But you, and I understand these are all football geniuses and you wanted to live up to them. But I'm like, what are you thinking about? What are you telling yourself? What's going on inside that propelled the size and the skills to be unbelievable in every freaking game he's playing in?
Outside of Tony Dungy pulling me and Brooks in his office and saying, I want you to be Joe Green and you to be Jack Ham. And me and Brooks looked at each other. I turned back. I said, exactly what does that entail, Coach? And he said, well, Joe Green had 10 straight Pro Bowls, 2 Defensive Players of the Year, and 4 World Championships. That's yours. Then he turned to Brooks and I think Jack Ham had like 11 or 12 straight Pro Bowls, a Defensive Player of the Year, and 4 World Championships. So that was that was what was put in front of us.
But you're like,
but my next thing was the next play is mine. The next play is mine. Mm-hmm. You know, like people ask me all the time, what was your favorite quarterback to sack? The next one. They all taste like chicken. It was always the next play. It was always the next. I was going to turn the game around with the next play.
Every play you thought, I'm going to turn the game around right now.
Tony Dungy drilled in us. There's 5 plays that will decide this football game. You just don't know which 5 it is. So when that opportunity rears his head, you better be ready. And that's the way I lived. That's the way I live.
That you don't know when it's going to come, so be ready.
You have to. You have to. I mean, man, I've watched this man break down a game to the point where he knew exactly the time and place we were going to pull Merton Haynes up and throw the ball over his head to start the 97 season. And when it happened, we all looked at each other and say, there it is again. And man, that man used to break the game down, Touré, to a science. He made it so easy for you to just go play. Go play. You just don't know what 5 is going to be, so be on your game. So when you get good and tired, tap your head and come out and send somebody else in because that might be the play, and now you ain't able to help us.
But you were, and that's beautiful. Take me through, but you were already that dog at Miami. Mm. You were already playing at an elite. You had to be playing at an elite level to get to Miami, right? And then you were one of the great players in a great era of Miami. So what was going on mentally and spiritually that propelled you when you were a Hurricane?
My mom was on a dirt road with no cable television, no air conditioning, and a pizza man didn't deliver. We had cable now, though. We had cable, yeah. We had cable, but it was still a dirt road, and we didn't have any air conditioning. I called my mom one time. I think it was right around Thanksgiving. She got on the phone, real raspy. I said, Mom, what's the matter? Man, you know I got that old piece of 1978 banana yellow LTD. You know, the long, tough, and dangerous. So that was it. I was like, that's it. It's over. This got to stop. My mom worked. My mom had been working 2 or 3 jobs for 36 years. It was time to stop. It was time.
You had, I have to take care of Mom.
I was the last one.
On my back.
I'm the baby. And I kind of like the idea of having your name up in lights. I was from a small little town called Plymouth, Florida. And my grandma said, don't ever forget where you come from, boy. So I was going to put it on the map. Because Apopka was already on the map. And Sammy Smith had put Zellwood on the map. But Plymouth was in the middle. And nobody had put Plymouth on the map yet. I was like, it's my shot. It's my shot. So,
but with the mom thing, is that pressure? It's fuel.
How could nothing but pure jet fuel? I think I played Syracuse after I called my mom. Go watch the Syracuse game. I think I took that thing over from the 3rd play of the game. I think I was on it that bad. Oh, I was on it. Oh, it was on it. I was on it. I mean, it was a chance for me to tell my mom, sit down. Sit down, Mom. You ain't got to go nowhere. Whatever car in this lot you want. You know, my mom had never had a car in her life that nobody had farted in before her.
No. Even nobody had farted in before.
That's what she said. That's what she said to me when I took her to the Mercedes-Benz dealership to get her first Benz. She was like, boy, I ain't never had no car, ain't nobody farted in before. So from that point, this was 95. So from that point on, anytime a car got delivered to my mom, you know the driver's seat was wrapped in plastic.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. The driver's seat was wrapped in plastic.
Right.
Boy, we got to at least drive it around. I said, you can drive it, but just do not take the plastic off. And if you do, you better put something back on there because I'm telling you, this was her thing she said to me. And I swear to God, I would never, ever give her another car like that in her life. So
I'm curious how it felt going from Miami, which had a winning tradition, which had a winning culture, which had a chip on its shoulder, right? Like you have pressure coming into Miami because the big dogs are there, right? They're on the wall. They're coming in. Like we got NFL superstars who preceded us. Like we are expected to go 13-0. Like we don't, right? 12-0. Wait, if we don't win a ring, it's a failed season.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You went to Tampa Bay when it was one of the historically bad teams and it had a losing culture since it came into the league.
Not all the way. There was a quick little winning period with Doug and the boys, but when I got there, it was 11 straight double-digit loss seasons.
Yes.
I mean, 10 or more losses, 11 straight years.
And that's a cultural thing, right? Like the whole building is messed up when that happens. Right? We can't just change one guy and fix it. Like that's like tough.
No. But you need Derek Brooks in the same draft. The year before that was John Lynch. They had picked up Hardy Nickerson in free agents in '93. So there's 4 defenders right there. Lonnie March was with us. Bruiser was one of the good ones too. But the thing we didn't have was somebody at the top that was leading us saying, go this way.
You mean coach or GM?
Coach. My first year was Sam Weiss. God bless his soul, but he ran a 3-ring circus, and the defensive coordinator, Rusty Tillman, was trying to get Sam fired because he wanted the head coaching job. But we started out 5-2.
Was it Sam's fault that things were so bad when you got there?
We started 5-2. And then 2-7.
But do you put it on Sam and the culture he's creating and how he's
it was Sam and his 3-ring circus that he was running. That's what Sam was doing. What
was the problem?
Sam wanted to run the special teams, the offense, and the defense, and there was nothing you was going to do that you didn't come and have to okay with Sam. Mm-hmm. Sam was just a total nut control freak. You know, he's one of those guys that, they gave him that genius tag a long time ago. And there's a thin line between what? Genius and madness. And what he was doing was straight madness. And it was bad.
But you're saying...
We was in there, he was reading articles from the newspaper.
He had given himself too many jobs. You're saying he wanted to run all these things, and football is so complicated, you have to delegate.
If you don't have a coaching staff of men that can deliver your message, deliver your words in a repetitive sense, then there's contradictions going on everywhere. And who do I listen to? Why do I listen? That's even better. Why would I listen at this point? So, Sam was at a point where, I give it to you, we was 4-2. In the middle of the season, we was going to Carolina. We had to play the Carolina Panthers there in their first year of existence in '95. But they don't have a stadium, so we have to go to Clemson and play in Death Valley. Mm-hmm. Clemson, if you know anything about going to Death Valley, it's a 2-lane highway down the middle of one of these South Carolina roads. Mm-hmm. So nobody knows because nobody's been there, right? This is the week 6, 7, week 7. So first 2 months. Maybe it's been 3 teams that's been in there so far. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So, we're going to leave at this time. He wakes up in the middle of the breakfast that morning and yells, "We're leaving now." I wasn't downstairs. This was the first time in my life I can order room service. We was 4-2. I'm like, you know what? Let me order some room service. I'm sick of this hotel, make 100 meals. You know how they make it. Mm. Banquet food. Mm. That's not made with any love. So let me order me an omelet and some Belgian waffle in this mother.
Yeah.
I came downstairs, dog, and it was quiet as a church mouse. I was like, it's way too quiet for a football team to be here. The lady said, "Oh, no, they left." I'm at the hotel. I'm like, okay. I went to the concierge desk. Nice little black girl standing there. I said, "Excuse me, can you help me out?" She said, I don't know. I said, "What are you doing in the next hour?" She said, "I'm about to get off from work." I pulled out a $100 bill. I said, "If you can take me to Clemson Stadium, this one's yours." She said, "I'm going to get my car." While she's going to get her car, both doctors came downstairs. Dr. Diaco and Dr. Carson, the 2 team doctors came downstairs.
Okay.
They was eating room service too. They done left. They wanted the 22 starters and both doctors at the hotel because the head coach decided he wants to leave because he's panicked that we're not going to get to the stadium in time enough to warm up before the game.
Mm-hmm.
They beat me by 3 minutes.
But this is indicative that Sam Wyche is not.
Sam. But I don't fault him. I fault the Cincinnati Bengals of 1989 that went to play, the San Francisco 49ers in that Super Bowl, and one of his players got arrested or something like that. They say he used to be a real fun, players coach. That's what Barney Bussey swears by. But the Sam Wyche I got was a nut.
So then, is it also on the GM?
No, not at this point, because Sam had that genius tag before anybody else, and they gave him full reign of the draft and everything. I remember talking to him on the phone in my draft. Yeah, he was running the draft and everything.
So why did Sam get fired? Because they've been putting up with him for a minute.
I think it was, 4 years he was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Trent Dilfer was the one that really pulled it. Dilfer was like, I cannot. And Dilfer was the, golden boy at the time. He had a record of, 278 passes without an interception or something like that or something crazy. But, hey, great teammate. Not a great football player, but a great teammate. Sam drove him crazy. Sam drove him crazy, and Dilfer was like, I want out, and I was like, I want out too. Yeah, I went and told my GM, I'm like, I got to get out of here. This guy's a nut. He's like, no. He's like, let me go get a coach, and then you come back and see me. And that's when they got Tony Dungy.
Was there more mutiny than just the two of you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure more than just us two wanted out of there. It was either Sam or a bunch of us. I mean, Sam just, and I hate to talk about somebody that's not here, but, rest in heaven, but boy, you are horrible in 95.
But Tony Dungy changes the culture right away?
Oh, right at the ship.
How? What does he do?
Oh, told us exactly what was expected of us on a day in, day out basis. Told us that the one thing I'll never do is ask you to do something that was physically impossible. We're going to work, man. I want you to look around this room. He used to say it every first training camp. Look around this room. And it'd be about 100 of us at the time when you first started. Yeah. And he was like, look to your left, look to your right. This team will not be comprised of the 53 best athletes in this room. It will be comprised of the 53 men who give us a chance to win, the best chance to win. And I will take nothing less. And boy, we went to work, and some of the guys that was sitting around that was just collecting a check and, really not ready to work, they were gone. Fast. Gone. Shit, we was out there working with Marinelli, running between those pass rush dummies, going. I remember one of my teammates, I won't say his name, he came out and looked at the bags. They were standing up again. And me and Brad Culpepper looked at each other and smiled because, like, let's go. This is what we want to do. And when other teammates say, we going to do this every day?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Classic. It was a...
So you're there in this low period for the franchise. And you had the culture clash.
No, you dragging me. I got a winning record as a Buccaneer.
Okay. No, but
I got there right. We ended it.
You ended it.
My rookie year, we ended it the double-digit loss season. We were 7-9. We almost had an 8-8, a non-losing season.
Okay.
But the next year Tony came, we went 6-10, and then we went 10-6, 11-5. We started going to the playoffs. 8-8. Didn't have another losing season until after the Super Bowl. Only got 2 losing seasons in 9 years in Tampa.
Wow.
That's almost unheard of.
Wow. Talk about playing in the Super Bowl. Just, first of all, as the ultimate game, which you've been trying to get to for, your whole career, but also the whole thing of like, I helped build this franchise to this moment. I'm not just in and out on a good team. Like, I am an important building block in this organization reaching this plateau.
First pick of the owners.
Right.
The first pick of the Glazers. So, but that never weighed on me. What weighed on me was And I remember like yesterday riding in the back of the bus, and I look out the window and, you know, those California rocks are going by down in San Diego and the cactus go by. And I said, ooh, there's a 50-50 chance I get stuck tonight. I can lose this game just like as bad as I want to win it. You know, this thing could go sideways, and, you know, I have to be gracious and, you know, do the interviews and give my opponent credit. And I thought about it, I say, oh, hell no, that's not happening. But, you know, it's got to go through your mind because there is a chance you can lose that game.
What is the game plan for you? What were your... these are the things that I have to do, that I want to accomplish in this game, get to the quarterback, stop him. Like, what were your keys to the game for you?
Just be one. Just be one. Be rock solid in my B gap, be the force of my defense, be the leader that they want me to be, and I usually am, and make some plays. And make sure my group is playing together, because we can't get to the biggest stage now and become individuals. We've been a pack of wild dogs since day one. We're going to stay a pack of wild dogs and go out on the last day.
What was your favorite play of the game?
Me and Brooks going back to back. I go sack, calls fumble. Ball come out. We try to get it. No, we just missed it. Next play, Brooks picks it off and run to the end zone. I go up to him and I beat him. I say, ain't bad for two old raggedy-ass roommates. Say, back-to-back plays in the Super Bowl. 2 turnovers, sack, calls fumble, and an interception return for a touchdown. I said, bad for 2 old dudes that could, you know, still get it done, eh? You know, he went to crying in my arms. I'm like, get away from me. Don't make me cry. Yes, I had to push him away. That's my favorite play. Favorite back-to-back plays.
You didn't cry?
Oh, not at that moment.
After the game?
You know what? I don't think I cried that day.
Don't you think that was a worthy...
I'll cry now watching it. I was too excited. I mean, maybe I don't remember crying. I don't. So I'm sure somebody got a video of me crying, no doubt about it, but I don't remember it. That's CTE kicking in sometimes.
Would think with everything that was building up to that moment, it might be like, damn, that was a lot. Like, wow.
No, it was more relief than it was anything else. It wasn't like...
Relief for what?
You know, for a lot of years, we played some very excellent defense.
Yeah.
And they always said we couldn't win the big one because we didn't have an offense, and, you know, we wasn't going to be able to hold on some of these great offenses to be able to win the game 6-5. You know, that's what we was trying to win a championship game in '99, 6-5. You know, so that's almost unheard of. You know, but you know, it came a time when Gruden gave us enough offense, and Brad and the boys on, you know, my quarterback and those receivers did a good job. Jared Vicious and Keenan McCardle. You know, Mike Pittman ran it like hell. Mike Allstott ran it. You know, Dilger at tight end. You know, Soul Patrol with Coleman and, you know, Kenyatta Walker. Man, Billy, Jeff Christie's my center. You know, just, you know, Jenkins, my left guard. You know, it's just, you know, and Roman Oben, my left tackle. You know, those are household names.
Yeah.
But they get the job done because they're grown men who understand what the task at hand. And that's what I try to teach my kids at Colorado. It's not about the man. It's about what that man is willing to do for his teammates. What's he willing to do? Is he willing to go to that wall? That's what's asked in this game. And it's asked every play. It's asked every time you line up, every time we snap that ball is asked. And you got to have an answer. And I want you to autograph your performance at the end of it because that's the tape. So understand what you're doing. You're setting your resume out there, son. And people will look at it and the eye in the sky don't lie.
Right.
You can sit your ass in front of me and tell me and make your mouth say anything. But when I put your tape on, does it say, yeah?
Damn. Was that game the highlight of your career, or you think about other games that were like, no, that was the game? No.
When you and your teammates stand on top of the world and they call you world champions, there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling. I mean, I've been going to the Hall of Fame for 11 years now. Nothing will ever come close to January 26, 2003.
Winning the Super Bowl is better than going to the Hall of Fame.
Yes. because going in the Hall of Fame, you're all alone. You're all by yourself. It's the worst examination of a man in the ultimate team sport that's ever lived. My phone didn't move. Michael Irvin, Marshall Faulk, Deon, nobody called me. Nobody. My phone didn't move all day, Touré. It's the loneliest feeling in the world. That's why I'm glad they came up with this bullshit ass knock on the door. At least you already know.
What's your favorite sack of all time?
Ooh. I guess I have to say Bluebell ice cream and Funyuns. I'm a fat guy now. I can't be caught snacking, but when I was 225.
No, I said sack.
Oh, sack. The next
Your
one.
favorite sack.
You said favorite snack. I already told. I could have swore. You know what? I think I'm still hungry. But I tell you what, favorite quarterback is just the next one. They all taste like chicken. Don't ever.
But I know, but there's not going to be any more NFL sacks. Which one was your best? Your favorite?
My first one was on Randall Cunningham. My last one was on Vince Young. So, and there's 49 other ones in the middle of that. There's 49 different quarterbacks in the middle of that, making 102.5 sacks with playoffs included. That's like your kids. I got 6 kids. I can't pick one and say that's my favorite. I can't.
Who was a challenge for you? Who you were like, okay, we're gonna get up to this day because we got so and so's coming to town.
Larry Allen. Mm-hmm. Larry Allen, rest in heaven, my man. My Hall of Fame classmate. Larry Allen, Randall McDaniel, Will Shields, and Brian Waters, Kevin Cogan, Bruce Matthews, Guy McIntyre. I got my first sack against in Philadelphia. Kevin Cogan, Ray Brown, household names that would, oh man, they would maul you. I mean, I always great matter to everybody, and I say it's only Larry Allen that's in front of me, so I can play to a standard, so I can play to this level. Because if you're here and your opponent's here, and you take it down a little bit and he pick it up a little bit, now you got dogfight. Mm-hmm. I was never going to get anybody that opportunity to be on my level if I can help it. And I was very fortunate that very few. I watched those Larry Allen battles.
Who are the defensive players on your defense Mount Rushmore?
Deacon Jones, Bruce Smith, Lawrence Taylor, and Reggie White. I don't include one defensive tackle because back then wasn't many pass rushing tackles. You know, other than Johnny Randall, myself, and Aaron Donald. That's 3 guys with 90-something plus sacks. That's it. Well, and Steve McMichaels. Steve McMichaels had 90-something too. So, yeah.
You've gotten to see, back to your current situation, how NIL has changed college football. How has it changed the game? Because everybody, if we're watching a game on TV, most of the guys hit the field are getting paid 6 figures to be in the game. Right? Most of the D1 guys, top 20 schools.
Yeah, I would say so.
Everybody.
I'm really not that deep in it like that because I don't want to know. That's the last thing I want to know is how much you've paid this kid. Now I'm looking at him play. Because for someone like me who was the most decorated cane in school history, I got $32 a weekend. $32 a weekend. That wouldn't even fill your car up today. No, not even close. Not even half a tank. Maybe I have a tank of gas if you got the right kind of make and model. But for somebody like me that got $32 a weekend, I don't want to know what they gave you. But what I want to know is what you will give to me and your teammates as your work. Because I'm a firm believer in what you put in, you'll get out. And the one thing NIL has taken, the special teams. those core group of guys that you could count on. 5 on this team, 5 guys that'll go through the big 4, which is kickoff, return, punt, and punt return. You know, those are the big 4, and the little 2 are field goal block. 6 special teams that you have. And what NIL has done, because if you don't consider me a starter, I'm going to transfer somebody that will. So now I don't have the depth. You know what I'm saying? I might have 2 guys fighting for a starting position and one beats the other one out. So now the other one goes to special teams for you, right? No, the other one goes to the portal. It's really cut the depth of college football down. And the guys that are willing not to be the superstar and work his way to get to that starting job. There's no more of that. There's nobody that wants to work and get. I'll take the 2s. I'll go do the scout. I'll go whoop on the 1s on the scout because the scouts are where the 1s are at.
Yeah.
So if you go whoop on the 1s, somebody's gonna see this and be like, yo, we need to put him over there with our 1s and see what he does, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that route anymore.
Is it changing the flow of where guys go in that certain schools have more money, so they're going to be collecting the best guys, and we're going to see a haves and have-nots of, well, these schools are richer, they're going to get the best guys?
No.
No?
No, for those top 20, top 30 recruits, yeah, they're gone. But we both know football team is divided way more than 3 or 4 guys. You got to have a collection of guys that want to play together and do it. You know, because when you got those prima donnas that's been up there and you talk about that kind of money, and why do I care? And you don't have nobody that can turn to them and say, I've been through that situation, son. You don't want to be the lone wolf in a football organization. You want to be the superstar, but you want the least of your teammates to love you, just like the guy that's throwing you the ball or the guy that's setting you up for whatever you're getting. You know? Because karma's a bitch. The same people you step on your way up are the same motherfucker you go see as you fall your way back down. Is there
a bit of a combustible environment when you add into, there's a rock and roll vibe, you know, we're the big college football team in the area, everyone loves us, everyone's rocking with us, and also now we all have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, whatever it is. Because if the Canes had money like that would, right? Y'all were already a rock and roll band. If y'all had money, it would be a whole other problem.
Can you see us, Michael Irvin, riding around in a Corvette or a Z28 or Trans Am or some of that?
Yo, keep it real. You don't have to name names. It's a yes or no question.
Yes, I've seen space trucks. I've seen Bentleys.
No. When you think back on the wild Canes that you played with, if you gave everybody on that team, let's say $100,000 NIL era, would not you have seen at least one of the guys be like, yo, I'm going to run a cocaine ring. I'm going to buy $100,000 of cocaine and
go to distributing it as we get off the plane?
Right? I'm going to run this in my side hustle.
Didn't the guy at the LA Rams do that? Daryl Henley or something?
I mean, don't you think somebody would have said...
Listen, we sit in a room, there's like almost 100 of us in a cane room, and we talk about this all the time. And the whole thing would be like, we'd have never made it to the league. Things were so much cheaper then, too. You know what I'm saying? A table dance was $5 a wop. So, you know.
But to that idea, does it not... I mean, like, I like the guys sharing in the wealth a lot better than y'all having nothing.
None of it.
The team, the coach, the school are making a ton, and y'all, this is much better.
Yeah, much better.
But it does lead to some... Is it not creating a ton of pressure on the high school player who has a chance to get to that? So he's got, surely, adults, he's got an internal voice as a sophomore thinking, yo, I could get blah, blah, blah if I fucking push off these next 3 years.
I would think it'd be the worst decision you ever could make, because the reason we used to do hardships and leave college was to get the money. If they're giving you the money in college, where the hell are you going? Take advantage, because they're still paying for the telephone, the car, and the apartment. When that sunsets, those are 3 distinct bills that you must pay every 30 days. Why are you in a hurry to go somewhere if your draft status ain't exactly where you at or you out of eligibility? That's what they'd have to do for me. Because when they was talking about, you could, declare for the draft and just not hire an agent, I'm like, shit, I declare for the draft every year to see exactly what my stock was. Why not? Why would you not? It gives you a real appreciation of what I need to go work on. Yeah. So now they say they're supposed to go next year to some performance thing in the NIL or something like that. I heard something like that.
I don't like that.
Why wouldn't you?
Because you know what?
There's
if you do a job.
Hold on. Let me help you out. Let me give you a piece of information you might not know. There are kids in college without NIL deals that are just there on a scholarship, just like I was, just like you was. But they get the little stifling of money that, it's all in the collective or whatever they have, a little piece of something on the side for them, nothing extravagant, nothing special. And now this young man makes all conference and he gets nothing.
I feel that. I also don't like performance-based pay for any sort of employment. I signed up to do the job for you, institution.
No. But that's what football is. If you get 10 or more touchdowns, we'll give you X amount of dollars. You get 10 or more touchdowns, usually equate to you going to a Pro Bowl or an All-Star game, which now triggers more money for you because your performance warrants it.
You're going to have bonuses in your contract for sure, but your base is the majority of your deal, right?
No, used to be ours was the signing bonus. You got a big chunk of signing bonus, and then you lower the base for the salary cap number.
Signing bonus is different, right? That's not a performance-based bonus, right? That's part of your package.
It was your performance before that got you this signing bonus.
Sure. But I mean, like performance within the.
I've never had that. I never had that. Give me my money. Give me my money up front.
Who had that? Somebody had that. Was it a
bunch of guys that are low-round picks, third-round picks?
Didn't Ricky Williams have a whole performance-based contract?
Somebody had one like that.
It did not work out for them.
It normally doesn't because the team controls this. I was on the Raiders, and I remember, I won't say his name, a certain receiver on my team. He was going to the San Diego game, last game of the year. We normally play the San Diego Chargers, beginning and end of the year, big-time rivals for the Las Vegas Raiders now. I was almost said Oakland again. So we were going to the stadium, and he was in the back of the bus just giddy. Oh, I'm going to go in that and catch me one ball, and I'm going to walk off and sit on the bench. I get me my money. Give me my $800,000.
You don't want to hear that. That's not teammate behavior.
That's the type of stuff goes on.
Yeah, but that's whack.
Oh, way whack. So I'm sitting back there looking. I'm like, ain't this some shit? I thought I had some bad shit in Tampa when we had to weed out, but this is ridiculous. We go in that locker room. There is no shoulder pads, no jersey, no helmet. You're not playing. You have been deactivated. Oh, boy, I'm talking about the look. Boy, it looked like somebody had just shot his dog, slapped his mom, and raped his sister. It was really bad. I looked at him, I say, you think Mr. Davis got a microphone or something on the bus? Because you were so wilding about the little $800,000 you were finished spending before you ever got it, boy.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Nice $800,000, nice piece of change. Yes.
Well, the Raiders are one of the great franchises in this league, a pivotal franchise in this league. Al Davis was so brilliant at innovating so many things that became part of the heart of the league. What was the feeling of being part of this really important institution within the NFL?
You know what? It was great to work for Mr. Davis and have conversations with him, but the game hadn't got past him, and he was in his 70s. And had a bunch of young people in the scouting department that was just basically keeping their head down so they wouldn't get fired. I mean, it was not a good situation. I won 15 games in 4 years. It was not. I wish we could have won more for him because the old man was classy.
Because you are a Raider sort of player. Like if we put you back in the 70s or the 80s, maybe even the 90s, like you fit with the Raider ethos.
Thank you. Thank you. Once a Raider, always a Raider, but I just wish we'd have won more. I mean, Derek Brooks hits my quarterback in his head, knocked his fifth vertebrae into a sixth, and Rich Gannon's gone, and I started merry-go-round of quarterbacks that you don't even want to talk about.
So wait, you said something before that you know, obviously I've never been in the locker room. You said there's 3 sacrosanct
people
on the team that you cannot argue, fight with, whatever. Coach?
There's 3 people on my team you do not F with. That's
Coach?
Coach.
Quarterback. I get it. Kicker.
Kicker. You got a 53-yard boot in you with 4 seconds on the clock?
No.
That's exactly why you don't say shit to him there.
I feel like, you know, we got 52 tough-ass guys who run through walls.
And one very finicky kicker that if you say the wrong thing to him, slap him on the ass the wrong way, he'll miss kicks for the next month. And no. We didn't have an efficient offense, and 3 was enough sometimes for me.
Yeah.
So you're not my only almost guaranteed source of points. I think he was 92% when he was with me. You forget that. You leave my kicker the hell alone. Don't tell him no jokes. Don't try to feed him no food. Don't ask him about his old lady, kids, nothing. Leave him the hell alone.
Is he not, and I don't mean your kicker specifically, but kickers in general, are they not different culturally than everybody else on the team?
Well, normally they're Spanish or South American, you know, because
that is not what I was talking about. That is not what I was referring to.
I mean, Donald Igwe Bigway.
I just mean the sort of person.
Raphael Septien. Let's just go through some of these. You know, Mark Mosley might be the only one that
you're right, name. But that's not what I was referring to. There's a certain person who goes into defense, right? Who chooses to go through high school, college, and like you want to hit people,
loose,
right?
Yeah, we got to screw loose,
right? If you want to hit people, you have a screw loose, right? I want to create collisions. Right?
I like to taste the blood in my own blood in my own mouth. Yes, that's the defenders.
Right? And there's a certain type of person that goes into offense.
Yeah, the pretty boys that want to score touchdowns and date the girls. Yes.
Right? Now, all of that, and the football guy is a certain kind of guy, right? He don't mind getting into a fight.
And the kicker does the one unique job that those 52 other swinging divas and badasses and screw looses cannot do. So you leave him the hell alone, Touré. It's just that simple.
My one thing...
You don't haze him. You don't do nothing to him.
My one thing with kickers, with kicking, and this will never happen, I would like to see the NFL eliminate the PAT.
No, they did enough by moving it back to 33 yards, so it was almost unmissable.
It was unmissable at 20.
Yeah, right? It was almost unmissable. Yeah,
why do we line up to do this formality? A free throw in the NFL, in the NBA, is harder than a extra point, right?
No,
like the extra point percentage is higher than a free throw percentage.
No.
Don't make me look it up more.
Listen, the only reason that you have problems with free throws is no one gives a damn about them. Tell me when you've seen a high school kid come in the gym and shoot free throws.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about in the NFL level. How would the PAT rate is probably like 95%.
You know what? We figured it out in an NBA game that I can shoot more threes than you get dunks and beat you.
Yes.
So that your basketball analogy it goes out the window.
Okay.
It goes out the window. Free throws don't matter in an NBA game. That's why they shoot them so shitty. It does not matter.
But as a fan, when you line up to do a PAT on board.
No. Let me go here because you went there with me. You know how important, what? 7. Got to get to 7. That's why they put the 2-point play in. This more for Vegas. Instead of it being a 98%, it's back to like, what, 85?
Yo, I would like to see more people go for 2. You got a great offense. You should be able to punch it in from what you start on. You start on what, the 5-yard line on the 2-yard. If you can't punch it in from the 2-yard line with your running back, your fullback, or a short, I mean.
So Touré, go buy you an NFL team. Get all these badass players you want. Don't get a kicker and don't get a punter, and go for it every time when it's 4th and 2, and see how it turns out for you.
No, that's not what I said. I was talking about.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's exactly what you just said.
No, I wasn't talking about 4th and 2. I'm talking about when you get
you want the NFL
ball
to eliminate the extra point. So there goes your kicker. So now there's no more field goals either then, right?
No, I want the NFL to eliminate the PAT. The field goal we are stuck with.
Okay, the PAT then. Now touchdowns worth 6, and you're going for 2, right?
That sounds great. Is that not a more exciting game than watching the guy line up and kick a fucking stick that he's going to make 99% of the time?
Not. Look it up from 33 yards. Watch. It's in the 80s. It's in the 80s. Yeah, it was 87 the first year, and I'm sure it went down because they missed more. That's in the 80s.
I ran into Eddie George once, who I'm sure is a friend of yours, in the airport. We had a
no, it's an associate of mine that played in the National Football League. Friends are real tough word for me, Touré.
Okay. Okay. All right. No hate.
That's almost like all black folks know each other kind of thing right there.
and he said in an NFL game, there's really only 5 minutes of actual action because the plays are really
6 seconds.
Yeah.
6 seconds.
Yeah. But he said that is the physically hardest 5 minutes you could imagine in life. Is that about how you see it?
I could think of a couple of things that's worse.
I mean, war would be worse, right? I mean,
no. In sports, a triathlon would be worse. You try swimming 2 miles and then getting on a bike and ride and then go do a marathon. That's almost mindless. And then we're talking about the decathlons and the long distance runners. Come on, man. Come on, stop.
But I mean, that's
maybe why Ray Lewis took the ball from him like that in those playoffs games, because he's just soft.
But it's very
soft.
You fucking stupid. You remind me of. I mean, maybe you're the wrong person to ask because football is very physically punishing to the people who play it. But
especially to the running back that all 11 of us have a beat on him. Yeah, you don't have a quarterback. Yeah, we're gonna light your ass up. Yeah, every party you get hit, no doubt about it. Eddie George, yes, you were the target, and we took pride and pleasure in it, no doubt about it. And I'm glad to hear that your ass for them 5 minutes was in torture. Thank you. And he's a 240-pound back. Holy
so I remember you. I know you remember this when when Tom Brady and Draymond Green were on LeBron's show, and Tom said basketball is easier because you play indoors and nobody's trying to take your head off. And Draymond said, "Yeah, but you guys take a 30-minute break every 10 seconds." And it was like, well, that's an interesting back and forth. Obviously,
that's the biggest exaggeration you've ever heard in your damn life. and I tell people this all the time because, old Raspberry Doc Rivers' son started this for some reason, and somebody took it to another level, talking about how many basketball players could play football. And I just do this for anybody that had this conversation because I watched Gerald McCoy talking with Kenyon Martin, and I'm like, okay, Touré, here we go. For all you basketball guys out there, that's a foul. That's a foul. You're going to yell. That's a foul. I'm just getting started with your ass in a football game. What are you talking about?
To your point, I talked to another player. His name is a defensive star. His name is escaping me for this second, but he said that when he was on the football field, he was able to do things that are illegal in the real world.
Listen, it's a license to kick ass. And the police is on the sideline saying, get him. That's a foul. That's a foul.
But is there work in turning the switch? Because all week, you and everybody around you would be like, "We want you to be a beast on Sunday, or be a beast on Sunday." And then, okay, you get through the game Monday, I got to be a normal citizen, and somebody cut me off, say something rude, blah, blah, blah. I got to sit on my hands and be nice.
I think it's the person that doesn't have the discipline of waking up in the morning, going to meetings, discussing things, getting cursed out, having, fights and physical, going at each other.
You got it out of you.
To be able to relieve that, to be able to laugh at the person that's cutting them off. It's the person that's in his house that's looking in his mirror every day like, how inferior am I to be going to this job every day doing this and somebody cuts him off? The road rage on the road is the regular citizen, not the athlete that had a bad game.
Interesting. You got it out of you. You have an outlet.
I have an outlet. I have people that I can talk with. It's a person that's at home that's doing the school shooting, the loner and these crazy people. Not the people that have a nice social structure with people that want to see them do well and have a future that they're striving for and a plan for the rest of their lives.
So maybe this doesn't apply to you because you were bigger than most of the people on the field with you.
Really?
But like, do you worry about CTE, or you're like, I was delivering the punishment. It didn't really happen. That didn't come.
Oh, no. The studies will tell you that you have around about a 20-year window from the time you start playing, because it's not the big hits that get you. It's the sub-concussion hits. It's the constant banging, the practice, the actual playing of the game that, gets your bell rung. Because, that's what we call it, bell rung, seeing stars. All those are concussions.
Right.
All those are concussions. So I have no illusion that it comes from me. But what I'm going to do is make it better for the next generation, because there's no reason for your son to have a helmet at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. No reason on earth. He's still developing his brain. Do not do that to that young man, because guess what? Football hadn't changed in 100 years.
But what about you? Are you worried about your brain?
Worried in the sense of when I get a little older, yeah, it's going to affect me. It affects me now because I forget things that is right in front of me. All the time. I was driving to a friend of mine's office and totally blanked out and turned around and went home because I called my friend and asked him where was his office. He went to laughing at me. I'm like, it's some shit, I'm 50. I might do that too. Jim McMahon is a whole other thing who barely remembers that he was a bear, right? Which is sad, right? But like, it's happening to a lot of people around you, but it was way before. But that's before me. When the Bears won the '85 Super Bowl, I was 12.
But a lot of people, Junior Seau, a lot of people are dealing with CTE
look at their
and your fraternity.
Touré, look at the story. It's the amount of years that they played the game, the accumulative hits. Junior Seau had been playing since he was 6.
Okay, but you had 11 NFL seasons. You
13.
had 13. Excuse me, 13. And you had
13, 4, and 2 in high school. It's 19 years. I'm right at the door. I told you, Touré, I've done the math. I've worked with the Concussion Legacy Foundation. I've already donated my brain. My brain is going. My daughter and my kids are going to know what the game of football did to their daddy.
Wait, when you pass away, whenever
my brain is going to the Boston U Brain Bank. Yes. And I try to convince all my brothers that played with me to donate their brain also. Because if we don't give them the brains, they won't have the data to be able to help our grandkids. Because if you didn't help your son, you won't be around to help your grandson, your children's children. And that's what my son didn't play football until he was 13 years old.
Are a lot of people, your peers, doing that?
More than you would think. I think I made a little headway in the last 5 years, because when I first said it to them, they looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, what are you going to do? You can't take it with you.
So there is an understanding among NFL players that this is a problem and we could be part of the solution
Touré, out of 115 brains they've done, 113 of them have it.
Right. Right.
What makes you the exception? That's what I ask them. Please. And if you are, let us study your brain because there might be something that'll help the generation next. You never know what your medical blueprint, you might be the new, what was that, Agatha Clark or Athena, what was the lady they was using her stuff with the cancer?
I don't know.
Althea something.
Okay.
You've heard this story that at the Tuskegee place they were using the
yes. Yes. I know. Yes. I know the sister you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and they won't give her family nothing.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yes.
So you never know. You might be that person that now for the next, 100 years, you've given us a way to fight this. Because CTE has never been, it has one person. And that was Chris Dolan because he had a brain issue and they had to go inside his head and get a piece. He was the only alive person that they ever knew to have CTE. But then he was gone. You see what I'm saying?
But it's scary to you.
You know what's scary is to hear the stories and to possibly be alone one day because the one thing us Black men rarely ever do is ask for help or go to the doctor and seek help. And that's the thing that I'm going to eliminate out of my life by being as transparent and open with my loved ones and my children as I can about my situation and whatever that is going on with me. Because, that I buried number 99 and number 280. We can go to the hall and push a button and he comes back to life for you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a shell of my former self and I want to be here for my daughters. I want to be here to walk them down the aisle. And to do that, you got to be smart enough to pay attention to the signs and, do the little things you can do, whatever you can do to help yourself. And the only way I can help myself is with information and data.
When you say you are a shell of your former self, you mean physically or you mean mentally also?
A little bit of both. I was never going to build rockets after practice. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an engineer major or anything like that. I'll answer 4 or 5 questions on Jeopardy a night. I feel pretty good about that. You know what I'm saying? A round, not the whole night. Per round, I'll answer 4 or 5 questions. So, I feel pretty good about that. But trust me, I got a new hip. I'm bone on my knee. I'm gonna need a new hip a new knee after this season. Listen, them basketball boys, they might be able to play this NFL, but this NFL, you don't get your shit checked at the door. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of skirts running around the National Football League now. But when we played, boy, you better put some dirt on it because it's coming. It was nowhere to hide. It's only 120 by 53 and a third. There's nowhere to hide.
Warren, you are the best. I so appreciate you making time for me. This has been awesome. It's been an honor to freaking talk about the NFL and everything with you. Thank you so much.
Anytime, my brother. Anytime.
Check out more Touré Show content right here. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more Touré Show content every week.